Chosen One, there's something you need to know. Something that has been happening behind the scenes without your knowledge. Something whispered in circles you no longer walk in. There was a conversation about you, a secret meeting, and the truth is, it did not end the way they expected. They didn't gather to praise you. They didn't gather to encourage you. They gathered because they were trying to understand what went wrong, how you slipped through their fingers, how you rose higher than the limitations they tried to put on you. They gathered thinking they were going to laugh about you, mock you, belittle you, or predict your downfall. But instead, the room shifted. And by the end of it, there were tears. They weren't expecting to feel anything for you. They weren't expecting to be shaken. They weren't expecting that when your name came up, a sudden heaviness would fill the room. Because the truth is, Chosen One, your absence has become louder than your presence ever was. When you were around, they underestimated you. They overlooked you. They ignored the quiet power inside you. But now that you're gone, they feel the weight of losing someone they never valued correctly. And here's the first thing that broke them. They can't control the narrative anymore. When you were close, they felt superior. They felt comfortable. They felt confident in their ability to label you, judge you, misunderstand you. But now that you're elevated, now that your spirit has shifted, now that God has placed you on a different timeline, they can't reach you. They can't predict you. They can't influence you. They can't stop what God is doing for you. And that realization hit them harder than anything else. Somebody in that room spoke the truth out loud, the truth they all silently sensed but refused to say. We were wrong about them. And the moment those words were spoken, everything changed. The laughter stopped. The pride drained out of their faces. The energy collapsed. Because admitting they misjudged you meant admitting they mistreated someone chosen, someone protected, someone with divine purpose. That's when the tears started. Not because of love, but because of guilt, because of fear. Because deep down, they know they mishandled someone God was holding the entire time. But listen closely, because this next part is deeper. The meeting shook them because they're starting to realize that every setback they celebrated for you became a setup for your breakthrough. Every time they thought they had the upper hand, God was using that moment to strengthen you. Every betrayal that was supposed to break you ended up becoming the fuel that pushed you into your destiny. And now they have to sit with the truth that they played a role in shaping the very person who outgrew them. Someone in that room asked a question that made their stomach drop. Do you think they know? Do you think you know what they said, what they did, how they treated you? They were terrified at the possibility that you saw more than you ever spoke about, that you sensed more than you ever reacted to, that you understood more than you ever confronted. Because the most dangerous people in life are not the loud ones. It's the quiet ones who observe everything and say nothing. You were that person. And now that you've distanced yourself, they're scared you left with truths they can't take back. But the real moment that broke them was when they started talking about where you are now. How you seem more peaceful, more stable, more blessed, more spiritually aligned. How everything in your life seems to be unfolding in your favor. And someone said the thing they were all thinking but didn't want to admit. Maybe they were chosen. We just didn't see it. That was the moment the room went silent. Because admitting that meant acknowledging that everything they tried to do to dim you didn't work. That their opinions didn't stop your growth. That their disrespect didn't derail your purpose. That their gossip didn't touch the anointing on your life. They cried not because they suddenly love you, but because they're realizing they became characters in a story they were never supposed to be part of. They tried to stand in the way of someone God handpicked, and now they fear the consequences of mishandling a chosen soul. Chosen One, here's the truth they fear the most, the part they hope you never uncover. When that secret meeting fell apart, when the tension rose and the tears started flowing, it wasn't just guilt. It wasn't just regret. It was fear, deep spiritual fear. Because someone in that room finally said what every single one of them had quietly felt for years. Something always protects them. That sentence changed the entire atmosphere. It wasn't jealousy at that moment. It wasn't anger. It was realization. Because the more they talked about you, the more they replayed old moments, the more they remembered things that didn't make sense back then, they started to see the pattern. Every time someone tried to play you, they paid for it. Every time they tried to sabotage you, it backfired. Every time they tried to make you look small, you ended up rising higher. It was as if someone or something was watching over you, redirecting every arrow, blocking every trap, flipping every scheme. And when they realized that, the room froze. Because people can hurt a normal person and walk away clean. But when they harm someone chosen, someone with divine assignment, someone with heavenly backing, life doesn't let that slide. God doesn't let that slide. The spiritual realm doesn't let that slide. So yes, they cried. Because they're now putting the pieces together. They're realizing the storms in their life, the setbacks, the sudden losses, the chaotic energy that's been following them, all started right after they mishandled you. This is the part nobody is brave enough to say out loud, but they all feel it. What they did to you returned to them. Not because you wished it, not because you retaliated, but because God is not mocked. When someone touches what belongs to Him, when someone interferes with the destiny He's aligned, consequences fall automatically. And now they're scared. Not of you, but of what they triggered by messing with you. Someone in that room even whispered, "I think they were protected the whole time." And the moment that truth was spoken, the meeting ended. Because once they realized they weren't just dealing with a person, they were dealing with divine purpose. They couldn't continue. They couldn't pretend. They couldn't hide behind jokes, gossip, or arrogance anymore. They finally saw the truth. You were never the weak one. You were never the foolish one. You were never the confused one. You were the chosen one, the protected one, the spiritually equipped one. But listen closely, because this is where the deeper fear comes in. They're not just afraid of what happened. They're afraid of what's coming. Because your elevation is only beginning. The glow around you is getting stronger. Your spirit is getting sharper. Your intuition is getting louder. Your path is becoming clearer. God is shifting you into a season where you won't just be noticed, you'll be positioned. You won't just be talked about, you'll be remembered. You won't just be watched, you'll be honored. They can already feel it. They can see the early signs. Your name comes up in rooms they are no longer part of. Your presence is felt even in your absence. Blessings are aligning with you in ways they never imagined. And what scares them most is knowing they are now on the outside of a destiny they once had access to. They didn't lose you by accident. They lost you because of how they treated you. And now they're witnessing God rebuild and elevate you without them. Chosen one, here's the truth you must hold on to. They didn't cry because of you. They cried because of themselves. They cried because they misread you. They cried because they mishandled you. They cried because God revealed what they couldn't see before. Losing you wasn't casual. It was spiritual. They didn't just lose a person. They lost access to someone anointed, someone valuable, someone destined. And here's the part that will stay with them forever. They're realizing that the version of you they once knew no longer exists. You have outgrown their understanding. You have stepped into a new identity. You are operating on a frequency they cannot reach. You are being transformed into someone they can only watch from a distance now. The meeting ended in tears because the truth they fear most is finally undeniable. You were the blessing. You were the light. You were the chosen one in the room the whole time. And now that you're rising, they're realizing they played themselves. But here's the part you need to take with you moving forward, the part that seals this message. Their tears are not your responsibility. Their regret is not your burden. Their awakening is not your job to soothe. Your only assignment now is to keep rising. Because God is not done revealing you. He's not done elevating you. He's not done shocking the very people who underestimated you. Chosen one. The meeting about you is over. The verdict is in. The truth has been exposed. And what's coming next in your life will make even your enemies say, "Surely, God was with them the whole time."